Hey everyone, Sierra Loves Dogs here, and I'm back in my closet for another sorting, decluttering, trying to figure out what to do with my stuff video where I can't let go of things. I've been a little frustrated with the process. That being said, look how nice these shoes look. I worked on these in some previous videos. If you followed along, you would have saw where I sorted through those and organized them. The reason they look so good is I actually emptied a hat shelf, and so I gave myself more storage, which didn't really help with the decluttering, just was an organizational process. But this week I am going to be tackling a shelf that's up here. And if I tilt the angle, you can see it. It's got old letters in it. And I'm a little nervous for this one, to be honest, because it could be quite emotional, but we'll go through it together. And at the end of the day, I need to dust that shelf at a minimum. So even if I don't get rid of any of the letters or emotional pieces that I have up there, I still need to take everything down and dust it. So if you're ready to join me and follow along, let's get going. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I am going through a process of sorting through my closet, and I had thrown in a couple of vlogs when I took a couple of trips. And so you're going to get to see a little bit of my daily life, and I'm so happy that you're here. I'm relatively new to YouTube and still trying to figure out everything and the process. And I took a little bit of a break. I really enjoyed the vlogging videos, but I'm not going to travel every week, so I'm not gonna be able to produce that kind of content on a regular basis. So trying to figure out how to work with YouTube and what you're interested in seeing and what's resonating with this audience. So just took a little bit of a step back and was processing a bit, but here I am again, and I'm so glad you're here too. Okay, well, let's dive in. Step number one is I'm gonna take everything out and just clean the surface. Okay, I took everything out, and I don't know if you could see, but I was barely reaching to the back. So I think the next step is I need to go get a step stool, because I'm using just a one-step stool. I think I need a two-step so I can actually get up there and clean it. So I will be right back. Hopefully I can reach this now. Oh yeah, much better. Oh, that is dusty. Also, excuse my attire. I just got back from a hike and didn't want the excuse of not looking super cute to not be able to film this. So you're getting what you get this week. Okay, so that's all clean. I think I'm actually going to take this stuff out of the closet because it's pretty much just one big hat box with letters in it. And I can take that out of the closet and look through it somewhere else. I'm out of my closet. And why did I leave my closet? Because I wanted to do this on the floor, and I have underwear on the floor in my closet. So just being really transparent here, that's why. This is pretty much what I pulled off the shelf. This was a stuffed animal that reminded me of the cat I had growing up named Chowder, and I probably will keep this just because I've kept a couple little stuffed animals from when I was growing up, and this one has sentimental value, so I'll probably keep this one. And then I've got a stack of letters and gifts and things, and then I've got this hat box. And in this hat box, I have not opened this in ages. We're gonna open it together. I have no idea what it looks like in here. Oh, it's stuff for my kids. Oh, look at this stuff. I actually have no idea what all is in here. So I'm gonna quickly go through it. Or I don't know if it's gonna be quick, but we're gonna go through it together. Okay, I've got wine notes from my boyfriend's wine. So I'm gonna save that. I do keep special cards, and these are recent ones. And I usually will put the date on them, so I'll say which year they're from. And so I'm going to go through some of these, and I'm going to keep a lot of these. This was one that I saved that was from my grandfather who passed away last year, and this was from 2019. And so this is special because he was still, at that time, I think he was 98. He was 100 in 2021. So yeah, he would have been 98 at this point. So just something special to remember him by. Not that I wouldn't remember him, but wanted to keep his handwriting. Something about handwriting, right? Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I wrote you a poem to show you how much I love you. This is from my youngest, who's now 18. Roses are red, violets are blue. Someone as special as you deserves 1,000,002 days to celebrate you, but no words can compare to you. So all I can say is I love you. Aw, so cute. This was 2017, so she would have been, that was 6 years ago, so she would have been 12 at that point. Is my math right? Yeah. This is from my older daughter who just turned 21. Same year, 2017, so that would have been, wait, no, different year. This was 2017, so whatever year that was. Thanks for being the best mom in the world. There's only one other mom that can compare. Wait, no, that's still you. So funny. I gotta keep these, right? I mean, I don't know if this is the best place for them or the best. What are your organizing strategies for these kinds of things? Yeah, I thought this would be emotional. This one was the last birthday card I got from my dad. And I kept it because he had cancer at that time and we knew he wasn't doing well. And yeah, the next year he wasn't around. So I kept it knowing that, I don't know, again, there's something with the handwriting. You know, this says, we love you from Daddy. And it was, you know, from my mom and dad. What's funny is my mom signed her name Lainey. Mom, why didn't you write Mom? But maybe it was just a hard time for everybody. But yeah, I mean, I have all these things. I'm probably not going to get rid of them. I just need to organize them better somehow. So I'm going to spend a few minutes kind of going through them. And we have macaroni. This is, you know, yeah, I mean, you know, it's the kid's handprint. How can you get rid of that? I don't think I'm doing any decluttering today. I think I'm just maybe organizing and seeing if I can't put this stuff somewhere else. I don't know. I'm going through this stuff. Somehow I ended up with a letter that I wrote to my grandparents. This is a thank you note I wrote to them in the 90s. And I said, thank you for the crimping iron. I tried it out and it looks wild, but I think I need more practice at it. The Walkman was a much needed gift because I needed a Walkman. My other one broke about a year ago. Okay, so I guess I did need one. The sound quality is great and I use it all the time. School is going well. Right now we're preparing for finals, yada, 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 yada. I mean, this is not something that was written to me. It was something I wrote, but one, my handwriting was way better when I was in school because I just don't write a whole lot of things now. So it's really interesting. I mentioned the handwriting, it really means a lot to me. Am I alone in that? Do you feel like that too? Like handwriting is so special. I think about my grandmother's handwriting. I could pick it out of a lineup. Same with my mom's. You know, you get to know someone intimately by their handwriting and recognizing that handwriting. And mine doesn't look anything like this anymore because I'm so out of practice. But yeah, it's interesting to see how my handwriting has changed over the years. So I think I've kept like every birthday card and Mother's Day card that my kids have given me, and partly because they put effort into it. You know, they do. My daughter, who is an artist now, you know, you can see when she was little, this was, you know, some of her drawings that she did. This year, she looked up happy birthday in all these languages. I mean, there's effort here. My younger daughter tends to be more verbose in her writing, so she'll write sentiments or poems, as we saw. The other one is more artistic and will write things. But I feel like there's this was the tattoo I wanted to get. Okay, I'm putting this in a different place because I forgot about that. That's actually really cool. I want to do something with mountains, and my older daughter is a tattoo artist, and I had forgotten she came up with that one. Isn't that so cool? Get it? See how it's the bear with the mountains and the trees? I might actually do that. What do you think? Like right here, shoulder? Where should I do it? I'm going to keep that out because that goes somewhere else. Here's another letter to my grandparents. Look at this stationery. Can you see that? This is Graceland, like Elvis's house stationery that I was writing on. So I did a trip around the country and I must have picked this up when I went to Graceland because it's that year, which was 96, and that was the year that I went to Graceland. That's so funny. Talking about grad school. Wow, it's so crazy. And this, again, my handwriting letter to my grandparents. So funny. This pile that I'm going through right now is mostly Mother's Day cards, birthday cards, things for my kids. I've kept a lot of the ones, you know, for my grandparents as they were getting older in years, just because I knew it might be the last one at some point. I'm not sure what's in the hat box, so I'll get to that here in a minute. All these cards. I can't get rid of them. Here's another one. Oh, this one I actually wrote from my grandfather. He was 100 years old, and that's reversed. You can't see that, but this was a thank you note that he wrote me when he was 100, and we celebrated his birthday. So special. I especially will keep cards when people write in them and there's a little sentiment, because I feel like that's so meaningful versus if someone just signs it. This is when my daughter was 2019. She was taking photography, and she made this calendar for me, and I just kept it of all her photography pieces that year. So cute. All the kid stuff is in here, so how do you sort through that? Okay, so that was the pile that was kind of sitting on top of the hat box. I don't know what's in the hat box. I started to open it up and saw that one cute little image on top. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Okay, I'm angling this down so you can see a little better. Y'all, this smells. It smells like an old bookstore, like rotting paper. I don't know how old this stuff is that's in here, but it definitely smells. Wow. Oh my gosh, Wiley Hampton. Oh my gosh, you know what it was? This was my boyfriend in 7th grade. He would spray Dracar or something on his letters to me. And I think I'm smelling like old cologne. Okay, I don't want to get rid of any of this stuff. I'm terrible at sorting. On the loss of your pet. This must have been when Lucky died. Oh, I'm gonna cry again. Someone gave me this. We're so sorry to hear about your dear Lucky. That was my first rescue dog. My first dog was as an adult. Had cats growing up, and that was when Lucky died. Oh, I'm gonna keep that. Oh, here's look at all the sympathy cards from when our pet died. Wow, here's another one. This is this was the doctor that gave him the anesthesia. She was lovely. Wow. Oh, except it was funny because she actually said, "May you soon remember," my ex's name was Smiles, because she got his name mixed up with the dog's. And instead of saying, "May you soon remember Lucky" with Smiles, she said, "May you soon remember your ex with Smiles." He wasn't my ex at that time. Oh, that's really funny. That's why I kept it, because that one made me laugh. All right, I don't know that I can get rid of any of these. What is this purse? Looks like a watermelon. Oh, happy Mother's Day. It's like a little preschool thing. These are so cute. This was the program from my grandmother's celebration of life. So, of course, I'm going to keep those. Here's another program along those lines. Ah, here's another letter to my grandparents. I guess they kept them all and I ended up with them. A letter from a dear friend I went to college with, and I remember we had a falling out, and this was a letter of apology from him, and beautifully written. Wow, did we used to talk like this? It's so poetic. We were both philosophy majors, and I feel like these words just didn't translate into daily life and corporate living, and a beautifully written letter. We had gotten into an argument, I think, and this was his apology letter to me, and I feel like we kind of lost touch after this letter, but the meaning and the words, it's such a beautiful letter, and I don't even know where he is anymore, and haven't thought about him in years, but there's just something so valuable to these expressions and words. I'm probably gonna hang on to most of these, to be honest, which I don't know, at some point somebody may go through them and decide. You always think about the Swedish death cleaning concept, right? Like if my kids had to deal with this, what would they do? They wouldn't even know who this person is because he's not been in my adult life. They've never met him or heard of him. But, you know, maybe it would, I don't want to leave them with it to have to figure out, but I'm not ready to part with it either. This one is from my great aunt who passed away many, many years ago, but I'm smiling because I have such dear and fond memories of her, and even named my daughter after her. Her name was Cornelia or Corey, and my daughter is Cordelia. But I used to just love these letters that the envelope and the letter were all in one. And so you would have this piece of paper and you'd fold it up and it would then become the envelope. And of course, airmail was expensive. This is coming from Holland where she lived. And I mean, I might read through it here, but just gives me such joy to see her handwriting. Here's another handwriting that I would know without, I would pick it out of a lineup. I would know her handwriting in a minute. Here's another thing that we used to do in letters. So she would write the date, you know, we'd always date our letters and, you know, dear, who it was to, and then where it was coming from. So you would put the location of the city or town that you were writing from. I love that. Oh my gosh, this cracks me up. This is a letter from a guy I met on a camping trip when I was in 8th grade. What is the date on this? It's the 80s. And he didn't even sign it. I mean, all this stuff just smells like old bookstore, right? The paper just smells like it would light on fire in a second. Give me a big smile in your picture and I'll give you a football picture and a school one. Because back then we had no social media, right? You had no way to remember what someone looked like unless they sent you a photo. So you had to, I think he was in Canada, right? These are Canadian stamps. So he was in Canada. I was in the US, and that's so funny. Oh my gosh, these they're so funny. Found some paper in the garage and think I'll put it to good use now. It's a little old, but hey, it works. Thanks for the phone call. I needed it. It kept me alive. I just finished another tremendous fight with my parents, who I totally hate now. This is a teenage boyfriend that I had. I spent the last 45 minutes trying to figure out how to kill them. And if that doesn't work, how to hitchhike my way to California so they won't find me. I don't have to listen to them again. This was a little note that my daughter left for the tooth fairy. She made the tooth fairy a little bunny. Or what is that? A bear. It's a little bear. She put her tooth in the bear. Oh. Okay, this one is all rolled up. I have no idea what it is. Oh. That's cute. This was a letter that when I volunteered in the classroom, I think all the kids had to write a thank you to the volunteers, the adult volunteers. And this was my daughter writing to thank me for volunteering. I hope you can help out next year. Hope you had a fun at our field trip. Happy Mother's Day. Look, I'm a dog and I'm walking a dog. Okay, so after like 20 minutes of me sitting here on the ground, I've decided I'm not getting rid of anything. So maybe I just need better organization for all of this. I don't know. It doesn't all fit in the hat box. As you saw, I've got a separate pile. So I'm going to look for another container, and maybe I'll have 2 containers that have letters in them. So I kind of feel like I'm failing at this sorting thing. I really didn't get rid of anything from that box. So I've got this big pile that I looked through the house to see if I had any cute containers that I'd want to put up on my shelf to contain these. I couldn't find anything, but I'll kind of keep my eyes open, and now knowing that I'm looking for that, usually when I have in mind a container size and shape, something pops up in the house. So that's one of the reasons I don't like to get rid of anything, because I know I'm going to need it at some point. The other thing is I have this hat box that has all the letters in it, and I've got it on that shelf right there, which I can kind of reach the front part of that shelf. So I could use that for maybe shoes or jeans or something that's a little more reachable, and maybe put this one up a little higher just because I'm not accessing it on a regular basis. And even that pile down there, I really am only adding to it for like Mother's Day and birthdays, that kind of thing. When I get a card with a nice sentiment in it, that's when I tend to add things to that pile. So it's not like I'm wanting to reach it on a regular basis, and that's a reachable shelf. Oh my gosh, I found this up there. I'm so excited. This was a letter to my daughter from herself. It's supposed to be for her senior year, which she is now. She's a senior. This was written to herself when she was in 5th grade. Do you have a job? My dream job now is working at Jamba Juice or Starbucks. She does have a job. She doesn't work at Jamba Juice or Starbucks. How's your senior year going? Please say you're at Amador. She's an Amador. Are you doing sports? How's everyone? What college is your sister at? She didn't go to college. This is terrific. I can't believe I just found this. So the timing on this is perfect. What is your favorite food right now? Mexican is my food. Is your favorite food Mexican? Did any new restaurants open up after 2016? Do we still hang out a lot with the careers? How are Annie and Ovi? How many juggles can you do with a soccer ball? I hope we're on the orange team or the premier team. I hope that life is great and everyone is happy. Sincerely, 11-year-old Helena. I love this. Okay, so I got the hat box way up on the top. I've got the pile that I need to put something in just back on that shelf, but that shelf is now free. I've got my little stuffed animal Chowder, but I'll put her somewhere. And now I've got a free and open shelf. So that's the good news. Bad news is I didn't really get rid of anything. So the justification is sentimental, emotional. These are connections I've had with people over the years, and they're little pieces of my life that form me, kind of like a journal I would never get rid of. They're irreplaceable, especially the ones from family members that have passed. Could never recreate or replace or purchase those items again. So these are justifications in my mind why I want to hold on to all of these things. It does bring me joy to interact with these pieces. That being said, again, I think about if I were to die and my kids found these, they don't know who these old friends are. They would probably know who the relatives are. But some of these people that I knew, back in high school or middle school that I just had fun interactions with or just helped to form me, they might think the letters are fun and the references, to Walkmans and send me your school photo and all of that is fun and entertaining. But would they keep them? Would they be valuable to them? Probably not. Again, justification is they don't take up a lot of room. They're flat. I got them all in that one little box. Well, now I need a second box. I don't know. This is something that I didn't do very well with. You can see my closet is still a mess. I started to make some progress here with the shoes, even though I hardly got rid of anything. Next time is going to be this shelf up here, which is long sleeved top items. So it's a combination of cardigans, blazers, and blouses are all right here. So because I really get overwhelmed with these kinds of decision making, I'm probably going to break it into several videos. So I might do like blazers and jackets. It's not even jackets, it's blazers in one video. I've got jackets somewhere else, but blazers in one video, and then maybe sweaters in another, and maybe blouses and, button-up shirts in another one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but that's going to be what's coming next. So stay tuned to next week. So that's it for this week's sorting and decluttering. I really didn't declutter anything. I moved it up higher, which is good because then it frees up the accessible shelving for me. Kind of organized it a little bit better. I dusted it, which is important. I mean, I think you should be dusting every shelf at least once a year anyway. So regardless of me not getting rid of anything, I got the shelf dusted. Obviously, we don't want to be living with dust in our closets at all times. So that was a win. If you enjoyed this video of me going through my letters and unsuccessfully sorting and decluttering, which is a joke, but it's also true, I'm not very good at this. I need to get better. That's part of why I started this YouTube channel was to hold myself accountable by having a viewership of people that maybe were expecting me to get better, and I'm trying to get better. I think next week will be a little easier because I'm going to be doing clothes and I won't have the sentimental attachment. So I'm hopeful that maybe I'll have a big getting rid of pile at the end of next week's sorting. So we can only hope. If you didn't see my hats video, I sorted through all my baseball hats, did a terrible job of getting rid of those as well. But I'll link that one here so you can check that one out. But if you enjoyed and you'd like to see more of my content, which generally is going to be this decluttering, but when I go on a trip or do something fun, I'll try and throw in some more vlog type videos as well. If you enjoyed it, would love for you to consider subscribing or giving a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.